Well, it's been a while since my last video, and, you know, getting an actual 9-to-5 job will, you know, kind of get in the way of your hobbies a little bit. So, yeah, working professionally now. Not on bike stuff. But, you know, had to be done. So anyways, onto the KZ. So these carbs need a little bit of work. Need a little bit of jetting. Now, in my time off, I went ahead and looked at a few things as far as, you know, going on the internet and such and seeing what other people have said about these guys. And they said a lot of the common and popular response was, you need to run the airbox in order to get the most out of this bike, the stock airbox. And I agree with that. That's probably true. You know, it's factory tuned, blah, 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 whatever. But I'm not going that way. And also, you know, 90% of guys who will want to have this bike who are my age are going to rip that thing apart and throw it in the trash. They didn't even give it to me. Like, when I got this bike, it wasn't even there. You know, the previous owner was an old man, 50 years old, and he even ripped the freaking thing out. So it's, you know, people just want to do that. But that doesn't mean that we can't get these things running right. But there are a few challenges that are coming with this bike specifically that, you know, with other bikes I've worked on, Hondas, Yamahas, etc., that really it's not the same issue. The first issue is this. There's definitely hesitation coming off idle. It feels almost like it's too rich, but it's definitely not too rich, because you don't take an airbox out and open up the exhaust a little bit more and have a problem with being more rich. That just doesn't happen. So here are the pilot jets, or the slow jets, for the KZ400, KZ440. The thing that's difficult with these guys is that they only come in one size, and it's 30. You know, it only comes in one size. It's 35. There are no other sizes for this, so that poses some challenges. We need to make this bigger. And the only way to do that, I can't go over to the store and pick up, let me look at this. I don't even think it has a hole going through the, oh, it does have a hole going through the top here. This one's kind of plugged up though. That's something that's not any good. So anyways, this little hole that's in the top of the jet here, that is currently at a size 35. We need to get it to about a size, I'll say 40 or 42. So essentially it's like let's say around like 3 sizes up. Now, being that there's absolutely no way to get a replacement for this, the only other option is to drill it out. So I need to go look through my drill bits and see if I have something just barely bigger than this, and I'm going to drill both of them out and, you know, put the carbs back on the bike, see what happens. That's not it. That's not the only thing. One thing else I discovered was when I was looking at the secondary jets, which are these little guys, and they connect to that part of the carb right there. These secondary jets were different sizes. Now, the stock size, I believe, is 65. Let's see if I can make this out. It's just about it, yeah. Or is that 62? It's either 62 or 65. But on this one, on the slower one, on the smaller one, I was getting backfire. On the larger one, on a 70, it was running right. So there was another thing. Like, I actually took these 2 jets out and looked at them, and they're 2 different sizes. So that might contribute to the problem I was having, where the right cylinder was fine and the left cylinder was backfiring like it was starved for fuel. Probably because, you know, and I couldn't figure it out. I balanced it, all that stuff. Well, guess what? Jets were 2 different sizes. Go figure. So I need to drill these out too. I need to drill the 70. I'm going to keep a 70. If I need to drill out more, I will. But larger sizes for this, I was looking on eBay, they're like $15 or something like that. So I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to see what I can do with a drill bit in the comfort of my own home. So I got to get this guy from a, I think a 62 or 65 to a 70, like this, so that they match. And then also drill out these pilots. So what I need to do, right, oh, and I also got new gaskets for the carb bowls. And if you could see, these guys are actually in the shape of the bowls. You know, not like these old ones that swelled and that are just circles. You know, and I had the bear of a time getting them on there. These guys swelled like crazy as soon as gas touched them. So I don't know if it's the type of rubber they're using. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I got the replacement gaskets. Those are fine. They were like 10 bucks. Who cares? So I'm gonna run through my drill bits, and I'm gonna see what I can find as far as something that that I can use to punch these jets out a little bit. So I did not have drill bits small enough to do what I needed to do. So I went to Home Depot and I got Dremel drill bits. And what I'm using is a 1/32 to drill out the pilots. I've drilled out one so far, and it's really not that much bigger than what it was before. So if it does get to the point where I put it back on the bike and it's still not big enough, I can go up to a, what is this, 3/64, and then kind of work my way up. But this might be fine. So what I'm doing is, because my drill press and my power drill, the clamps aren't, like, they're too big to clamp in on something as small as a, what, 1/32. So what I'm doing instead is I'm chucking up the actual pilot jet itself into the, where did I put this? I lost it already. There we go. Yeah, there it is. I'm chucking this up into the drill bit. And I have the other half of it, or I have the, let's see if I can do this. I have the, oops, hang on, messy workshop. I have the, hello. I have the drill bit right there. And I don't have it very, like, I only really have like this much of it showing, because it's so tiny. I don't want any side-to-side force, you know, that might snap it. But this is brass, so, you know, it's just go, I'm never gonna go that fast with it. Just go slow, find the hole, and just, you know, let the drill do its work. So I got the carbs put back in here, and I got one of these guys. It's an auxiliary fuel tank, and what it does is it makes it so I can really easily, okay, yeah, it makes it so I can very easily, with the tank off, I have access to, you know, the air jets, or the air fuel mixture jets, and then I can also, if I didn't already, I can balance the carbs way easier, because I don't need to have the gas tank on here. So it's just fuel. Just, it's awesome. I should have got this a long time ago, and it's only like 25 bucks on Amazon. It's stupid I didn't have it before. But let's start this thing up and see if, you know, if it feels any better coming off idle or anything like that. Let's see what's up. Alright, let's see what we got. That's sweet. Cool. Alright, so the hesitation's gone. That's awesome. It comes off idle really well, as you heard. I need to make a new mount for my left exhaust. It keeps falling off. But that's pretty great. Like it comes off the throttle really well. Yeah, so drilling out the pilots to a 1/32, that worked really well, or whatever I said in that previous. Yeah, if you got a KZ400, KZ440 and you're running pods and stuff on it and you don't want to use the airbox, you got to do that, because now it runs pretty good. I did not, like it still needs to be messed with a little bit with the air fuel mixture, but I mean, you hear it, it's good. It's definitely hot on the cylinder now, which is good. Now I gotta fix this. I'm just gonna have to hold it in place with my foot. Or not. Come on, stupid thing. Oh. No, that's falling off. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna redo some. Alright, let's make an exhaust bracket. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bracket coming off of the exhaust and mount it up to this guy over here, which is the rear foot peg. I'm just gonna mount it on the back there. So, just gotta get it as evened up and as straight on as I can, and then just I got a piece of steel from the hardware store, and basically I'm just going to mark the distance between two of them, and that'll be my bracket pretty much. So it doesn't have to be exact. If it's a little long, hey, that's fine, I can just trim it, but I think that's about where I want it, so mark it. Okay. Alright, let's cut it. Drill press. Alright, so this is my bracket. This is the exhaust side. I made it a circle, so I know the difference now. And the solid is the mount for the rear foot peg. So, rear foot peg bolt, it's got to drill it to fit in there, and the exhaust bolt. So, let's get to drilling. This is obviously too big to start. Lift this up a little bit. There we go. I can't believe I'm filming this. This is really riveting, huh? That should be fine. show you the rest of it. That's just bad filming. What am I gonna do? Show you this stuff? Just spin around drilling holes? It's boring. Alright, so I got the bracket made up, and it's, you know, I'm going to round the edges and paint it once I know it like works like I want it to. But for now, I just moved the camera completely out of, no I didn't, cool. For now I'm just gonna mount this guy in here. Rotate it back a little bit. And that should be good enough. Let's just get that other bolt in there. Have to thread this around all the brake stuff. It shouldn't be too difficult. Or maybe it will be too difficult. What should I start? Maybe I should start the other way. Maybe I should start with this first. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now pull this guy in. Come on, buddy. There we go. Cool. So basically, when it's all put together, it's going to be like that, which will work well. Now, yes, it is moving a little bit, but that's because it's not tight. None of the bolts are tight, and also the bracket that holds the exhaust together on the other side, that's not hooked up either. I just want to make sure that, yeah, that's not going to hit. Alright, cool. So yeah, that's it. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to round off all the sharp edges to this and then give it a quick coat of black paint, and that's it for that.